Welcome back to the channel, everyone, where we go in search of wildlife photography. I'm Doug Wallace. Today's July the 20th. I just got back from an outing this morning. I'll be showing you some of that footage and some of the images I was able to capture as well while I was out and about this morning. You know, yesterday I found 10 hawks total, and the very last one was when I pulled in my driveway here. There was one sitting on top of this power pole back here by my well house. Anyways, I got some images of him. Our total images yesterday was like 1,068, and I only have 2 or 3 of the hawk images that I think are even close to sharing with people. Now, I did put them out on one of my social media pages, but they certainly don't stack up to the quality of images that I was able to capture last week of those hawks and that power line on the brush poles. But anyways, back to July the 20th here. I found about the same number of hawks today. I think it was 9 red shoulder and red tail hawks combined, and then 1 sparrow hawk. And unfortunately today I wasn't able to capture any photographs of any of the hawks. I only had one that was fairly close to the road, on that new road that I started down, and he was on a hay bale, and when the truck stopped he took off. So anyways, we were able to get photos of a fawn this morning with 3 or 4 does there. Had a couple of raccoons that we got pictures of, a little coyote pup right in the middle of the road. In fact, I ran across another coyote pup about the same type of way, a little bigger pup than the one we got photographs of. There was a full-grown coyote that I got pictures of as well, but probably on the wrong side of the truck. The sun was really bleaching me out as I was taking photographs. So anyways, none of them will probably turn out. We had the cardinal in the road, had a quail that we got a photograph of, and believe it or not, I came down a road that I went down yesterday, a little cut through road. It's not half a mile long, and I came across an adult eagle and an immature eagle, and there's a cattle feedlot right there, so there must be a dead cow or something right there. But anyways, I wasn't able to get any images of the juvenile. The adult flew into a tree. I got a couple of shots there, and then my cell phone rang, and I had an emergency that I had to go to at a rental property. So unfortunately I had to leave them there, but I'll certainly make a note of where they were at, and they may be sticking around there. I may go back out there this evening and come in from the other direction where I'd catch the setting sun right to be able to catch an image there if they're still hanging around. And they may be. I got a feeling something's dead right there. But anyhow, thanks for coming along in search of wildlife photography the way I do it, and hope you all were able to get out and get some images today. I'll be processing images the rest of the afternoon and putting some video together to get out on the YouTube channel. So get out there and be safe while you're doing it, everybody. And thanks for tagging along with me here on In Search of Wildlife Photography. All right, take my hat off just in case I find something to take a picture of. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey, aches and bakey, they say. It is Wednesday morning, July the 20th. We're out after it again. It is 6:33. I just passed a couple of nice bucks in a bean field up here along the highway, and an old country 2-lane road, really paved, but I didn't see them in time. I was looking out the driver's side window, and they were out the passenger side, and nice little bucks. If I'd have noticed them in time, I could have gotten some pictures of them. Might be just a little dark yet, but I'd have happily hit the shutter on them. There goes a mama coon and a couple of babies. Dang it. Maybe I better slow down a little bit. So yesterday on the 19th, I ended up seeing 10 different hawks yesterday, guys. The very last hawk was where I live at. I pull in my driveway and on my well house telephone pole, electric pole, there was a hawk sitting there, and I've noticed him here the last week on and off, but I've not been able to get a photo of him. I got several of him yesterday, and looks like an immature red-tailed hawk, but none of them turned out. So, but I may be comparing my hawk pictures from yesterday to last week when you know, I was so close to those two hawks on the brush piles, and had a lot of nice images there that I've shared. So and again, it's going to be hard to duplicate that with the type of shooting I do, you know, riding these roads. You just don't get that close and having to crop all the time, so you lose a lot of detail that way, you know. But anyways, yesterday was I think I ended up with 1,068 images from yesterday, and you know, 10 hawks, a squirrel, like 4 different quail, an indigo bird, a raccoon swimming in the creek, you know, first thing yesterday morning. Then we had that coon out in the stubble weed field. So I had a lot of images, but you know, and I also had a little immature sparrow sitting on a bush just right out the driver's side window. Got a really nice picture of him. So that was kind of neat. That one had one bobwhite quail. He was sitting in a tree, and I got a picture of him. You know, my shutter speed was at 1/1000th of a stop, but I'll show you the image. There's quite a bit of motion blur in his wings, so just going to remind myself that if I get that opportunity again, I probably need to be up around 3,000 or 4,000 to be able to stop their wing beat, because they're pretty fast. I used to hunt them quite a bit back when I raised Brittany Spaniel dogs. So anyways, where are you all at today? Are you out there trying to get some images? So this part of this little gravel road here, I have not been down it at all this year. It'll finally turn and dump into a gravel road that I have been on several times, where I've gotten some hawk pictures and turkey and Rocky the coons. But this one stretch here is about, I'm gonna guess 2 miles, mile and a half, something like that. And I've not been on it of a morning time. Now I have came down this road a couple of months ago, and I got a really nice owl picture that night. So right now what I've got a big bottom field on my left that's overgrown. Got a cattle pasture off to my right. Gonna be hard to see anything right here. You can probably see out the window. This bottom's really growing up in trees. Oh, I ain't got my binos. It looks like a hawk sitting in a tree way back there, but I don't have my binos. But he would be too far away anyways. Like I've said before, you know, to be able to crop in on an image and still be able to have a little bit of detail, I kind of feel like if I can see the bird's eye or the deer's eye, it looks like on the other side there's going to be a sunflower field. Somebody probably plans on doing some dove hunting there, would be my guess. But anyways, as I was saying, if you can see that animal's eye, even if it may be a little ways off the road, you'll probably be able to crop in and have a decent image still. That's what I've been finding anyways, if I kind of pay attention to that. This is a pretty dark bottom. I should have thought about that. 6:40, so we've been into it 10 minutes, and I haven't taken I haven't hit the shutter yet, as compared to yesterday morning 10 minutes in, and I'd had 3 hawks and a couple of coons. So again, I've seen a couple of things, haven't I? Really pretty spot. Been a good spot for an owl or a hawk, but nothing there today. Another nice little swampy bottom there that had some tall dead trees in it. That'd be a good spot. This road here is not good. It is really rough. I ain't been able to go very fast. Got a different radio station on today. 95.7. That radio station's out of Mexico, Missouri. They play a lot of oldie type country western music as well. So I got something bugging my nose. Somebody must be talking bad about me or something. Well, this is pretty boring right off the bat, ain't it? So again, just to recap, I'll probably recap the same stuff every day. A lot of you, if you watch the channel very much, you'll probably get way tired and bored of me talking about some of the same stuff. But, so here's a power line. Again, I don't have my binos with me, but, third pole down, there's a bunch of birds sitting on it. There's a wheat stubble field there. So now that's going to be the wheat stubble field where I got a picture of a hawk the other day. He was right along the road and he had a snake he'd caught. So this road here is going to go up and tee into it. I'll make a left and we'll be headed that direction. And those are probably buzzards sitting on that pole there. So anyways, that's where I'm at. That's kind of what I'm looking at out the window here. But starting off this morning, I do have my extender on. Yesterday starting out, I didn't have it on, and a lot of those images I just felt like cropping in on them. They just were getting too distorted for me. I really didn't want to share them, and so I thought I'd start out, I really thought had I had that extender on yesterday, I could have probably salvaged a few of those images, so that's why I've got it on today. Where I'm currently at, it probably wouldn't work out if I find something to take a picture of anyways, because it's pretty dark through here. And but anyways, I got my shutter speed set at 800. My minimum stop with that extender on a 6.3, so that's what it's set at. And then my ISO naturally is on auto, and it can only go up to 3200 on that, the way I have it. So 6:45 now, so that took almost 15 minutes to come down through there, and we didn't end up with any images at all. But anyways, we'll be coming out of this dark bottom into a more open area. This stubble wheat field's going to be up here on my left, so I'm headed southwest. So if there's something on out the driver's side window, probably won't turn out as far as a picture. I probably need something out the passenger window. And right here, got a coon. And there's my autofocus problem again. Hey. Hey. Well, hopefully some of those will turn out good. I'm right here in a shaded spot, and those are buzzards up here. Got several images of that coon. That ought to look good in that stubble wheat field. Saying hey to him made him stop, look at me, and raise up a little bit. So to me, it's always more pleasing of an image if the animal is looking at you versus looking away or doing something else. I just think it looks better. And these are buzzards sitting on a power line pole, and they're right on the road here. Sunning, catching that morning sun, warming up. You'd think it'd be warm enough. It has been so miserably hot here in central Missouri, as most of you know. Man, we're going to have temperatures starting tomorrow for 4 days running over 100, like 102, 3, 4, 4 days in a row. So Thursday through Sunday going to be terrible. And I've got a guy coming up behind me here, so I'm debating, do I pull over and let him pass, or do I just keep going? So that's always a problem, you know, or something tough to figure out what to do. So, you know, if he goes by me, he's going to stir up a lot of dust, and I'll just have to wait for the dust to clear. But I'm probably going to pull over and let him go by is what I'm going to do.
How's the gentleman on this Friday? Now who's ready for the weekend? What y'all need from old Clyde? A couple of old timers.
Well, I thought he was coming. We just passed another road there. He may have turned and went up that other road.
Clyde goes around the table conducting business. That's all.
Well, I guess I'll move on then. He should have been on me by now. Maybe he turned. Maybe he turned, which would be fine with me. You know, like you've heard me say several times, this time of the morning you're gonna get some interference with people headed to work or farmers going out checking their cattle or stuff like that. Looks like some type of bird out in that stubble wheat field, but I couldn't tell looking straight back into the sun. My luck, it was a hawk. Exactly what I want a picture of, you know. But anyways, I've been through this area here many times and gotten lots of pictures. Woodpecker just flew across in front of me. Right, I feel like I'm lost for words here this morning, not knowing what to really say. Just out doing the same stuff, everyone. So, you know, what I was saying was about interference. You know, you're gonna get a lot of that riding around. Again, later in the morning time, you'll run into less interference that way. There'll be less people on these roads stirring up dust. But there's going to be less animals to get images of as well, because as the sun comes up, you know, it's just 70 degrees right at the moment. So it's still fairly decent out. Looks like we got a little bit, I'm headed dead south, and it looks like we have a little bit of a dead wind this morning. The dust cloud behind me is just kind of hanging in the air right there, so I'll keep that in mind, that if I need to stop, you know, that I might have just a second or two to get an image or a photo before dust gets on top of me and makes it where we can't get a photo. So, oh, a hawk just took off a pole up there, son of a gun. Darn it, there he goes too. Well, gonna have days like that where you just don't find much and just, you know, chugging out $5 fuel. I seem to be doing that a bunch here lately. Gonna have to cut back, I think. But you kind of get addicted to it when you start getting some good images, you know, especially like I did last Thursday there, having them hawks so close. And, you know, it's kind of like taking crack, I guess, for a photographer when you have some good days like that. And I did last week. I had 2 or 3 really good days, caught a lot, got a lot of images and a lot of great ones. For me, I think they're probably great. Someone that's a professional, I'm sure, is going to find a lot of fault in them, but probably the best images I've ever taken. So that's all that matters, really, is that I enjoy them and that I just keep progressing in the craft, right? So that's what all of us want to do. We just want to keep getting better and better. And the only way to do that, you can't substitute experience in nothing in life, in my opinion. So while we've got $5 fuel and that's expensive to do, I'm fortunate that I have the time to be able to do it and get out here and just ride the roads a little bit to try and get some images today. So heck, I've been at it for 20 minutes here, and the only thing we've taken a photograph of so far today is that coon out in the stubble wheat field. But where he was at and the sun behind him, he was in the shadows. The meter was hitting right, so just won't know until I run that through the computer when I download it and kind of see what we got. I didn't take a whole lot of images there. I did hit the buffer. Got some geese on a pond bank over here. But I'm not going to stop for a photograph right here where I'm at. So that road that I just come down, now I'm just going to circle back around. We're going to be headed east. Going to be impossible to get a shot at anything here for about a mile and a half, maybe just a mile. But anyways, we won't be getting a photo of anything. It's all I can do to see about 200 feet out in front of the truck. I don't want to put the sun visor down. If I did, it blocked my Garmin there. Holy moly. I'm sure you can see that in my face. But anyways, we'll finally hit a road that's going to head back off south, where I actually had a pic that where we hit that hawk yesterday morning sitting in the road that was on top of that rabbit. Don't know whether he had killed the rabbit or if it was a road kill, and he was reclaiming it. What have we got in the road here? That is a baby fox, everybody, and he just looks terrible. Coyote pup, maybe. Hey, finally got out there in the sunlight, a little far away, but I'm hoping the dust had settled down some. Them others, if any of them turn out, there's going to be a lot of dust there, but anyways, I just stopped right here in the road. Man, he looked terrible. I don't know whether mama's gotten hurt or dead or what have you, but I'll post some pictures. The little fart sure didn't look very healthy at all. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that. I'm a hunter, but also an animal lover. I don't like seeing animals suffer like that, you know. That's no good. Mother Nature can be cruel, you know. All right, well, there's something else to get a photo of finally. Won't be a very pretty photo if any of them turn out, because man, is he ugly. Gosh dang. And I still don't know if that was a coyote or a fox pup. I'm leaning towards a coyote pup. But now we're those photographs, at least I was headed dead west, and when I got out of the truck, you know, that pup, he was in the gravel road, but he was east of me, right? So I'd have had the sun at my back, so lighting wasn't going to be an issue there. It's just all the gravel dust still floating in the air because there's hardly any breeze this morning. You know, I'd prefer if we had had some breeze, because as that dust cloud comes up, the wind's going to push it off the road. And better if you have a crosswind as you're going down the road, because that way if you stop, it's taking your dust cloud across the road from you, and you don't have to worry about that dust cloud coming over you. It was a mourning dove. That probably wouldn't have turned out very good picture wise anyways. He was close in the shade here. I'd have probably, well, who knows whether it would have worked or not. I didn't get to take a picture, did I? So chances are it wouldn't have worked where he was at. So that's one thing experience will start teaching you, is that not every situation is going to be conducive to taking a photograph, and to save on battery and space on your SD card or something like that. You're just going to have to learn that stuff sometimes, even though we want to hear that shutter going off. You know, sometimes it's best just to pass on an opportunity, because you're just going to be frustrated when you download it and take a look at it. It's not going to be very good anyhow, but that's hard to get to as well, especially when we want to hear that shutter going off. Hopefully you just heard that. That guy there, I wish he'd turn him loose out in the yard. I'd stop and ask to take some photographs of him. He's got a really bright peacock male right there, and he was just singing this morning when I went by. You probably heard him. But all right, so anyways, before we run along that coyote pup there, I was telling you about this hawk that was on that rabbit yesterday. I was able to just lean out of the truck and get some photographs there yesterday. Had 4 images of him. I thought that was going to work out because he was in the sunlight. I was in the shadows there, as I was saying, but there was too much sun. The light was going the right way, but he was just whited out, way too much light on him. So again, things happened pretty fast. I didn't really have time to make sure what my meter was doing. So had I had enough time, I could have ran my shutter speed down and probably made that work out, but it did not work out. Anyways, that happens, won't be the first time, or it hasn't been the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time that happens to me. Sometimes, again, you're just hoping and praying that an image turns out, because action's just happening so fast, and that happens a lot. Doing it the way I do it is sometimes you just gotta press the shutter and then take a look at the images afterwards. You know, it's not like we're you know, in a stationary spot where you're able to really manage everything, manage all your settings, and be able to look at the histogram and change whatever you might need to. We got a doe with some babies right here. I'll see if they're going to stand long enough. I'm sure y'all can hear it. I'm hitting the buffer. Yeah, they're all going to walk off now. Well, you could hear it. Heck, got one crossing the road in front of me up here. I don't have my binos with me. Gosh darn it, I always feel naked if I don't have them. So anyways, a couple of deer just crossed the road right here in front of me as well. I need to get me some better SD cards. I only got one that is like 250, 300 write speed. The one that's in the camera now is only like 180, and man, I can sure tell a difference with that card in there. I just hit the buffer a lot quicker, and it does not clear near as fast, you know. So anyways, I had plenty of time there. I could read the meter, as I was just talking about that I didn't have that opportunity yesterday with action happening so fast. But anyways, I was still on 800 shutter speed. It was showing 22,000 on ISO, and still at 6.3 on f-stop. So it is a little after 7 o'clock. I'll probably get a chance here. I'm gonna maybe run my f-stop up to like 9 or 10 since I have the extender in. We're getting better light, and it seems like with the extender in that if I'm 9, 10, 11, I just end up with more sharp images. So that's what we're all after, especially if they're close. Now if they're far away, I'm gonna wish I had a lower f-stop, but let me make a stop here. Go ahead and change that. There. Just like that, we're on F9 now. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go, because now we're on the same road we were on yesterday morning. And you know, some of these country folks, they see these strange vehicles that they haven't seen all year. Now they see them 2 or 3 days in a row. It gets some of them on edge. And in fact, one day last week I had a gentleman stop. He was behind me, so I pulled over to let him go by, and he stopped, wanted to know what I was doing in the area that he knew I didn't belong, you know. So anyways, I just picked my camera up, showed it to him, let him know to relax. I was just out riding around getting some photographs and stuff. So then we had about a 5-minute chat. Nice elderly gentleman, but certainly he was aware that the truck and I were you know, that we didn't live in the immediate area. So he was just I'm sure on alert as to what I was doing, and you know, pulling over like I did. So I don't blame him. I probably wouldn't have stopped and asked somebody what they was doing, but maybe I should. Anyway, so now it's 7:05, and here comes a guy flying. It's now 7:05 again, and got a lot of images of a fawn. There was only one fawn out there. There was one big mature doe, and clearly she was the mother of the fawn. But there was like 5 or 6 other does out there as well, old enough to have fawns, and none of them did. So I don't like seeing that. be better if they all had a fawn. And you never know, they could have, maybe the fawns were just inside the timber or something, but chances are not. This time of the year, as big as the fawns are getting, they typically go with mom wherever she goes now. Looking to see if this same hawk's around. This hawk's been in this field here about every time I've come through here. I don't see him today. Something else that I noticed yesterday, about all the hay bales have been picked up out of the hay fields, and so going to be harder to get low profile shots of hawks and owls now. Everyone's got them picked up off the pasture and stuck along the timber and stuff like that. You might still catch a coyote or a fox or something like that up on top of those hay bales in those areas, but chances are you won't find a bird of prey or anything sitting there, because they just won't be able to see and view the area that they normally would if that hay bale was out in the middle of a field, especially if it was on the high point of that field. So anyways, dry enough. I doubt there's another hay cutting coming for farmers this year, so unless I go and talk to a farmer and see if I can get one of them to take a hay bale out there and put it out up on a ridge for me, and I set up a fake situation there, and I might do that so I could get some closer shots. You know, you'd be able to set a blind up. You wouldn't be able to stand there in person or anything like that with these hawks or owls, but you could certainly put a blind up. In fact, I saw one on a video yesterday. I need to take a look at it. I've not seen one like that before. It had a chair, and then this guy was able just to, like a little igloo, he was just able to pull it over him. He had a chair there, had a cup holder on the chair, and then he was able to sit in that with his camera and stuff. And there's somebody's little house cat, little bitty thing too. I'm sure he's out looking for something to eat as well. Oh, here's a house right here, so hopefully he belongs to the house right here, able to get him a meal or two if he ain't able to catch something. You know, house cats, that's something a lot of people don't realize either, is that house cats are very, very hard on songbirds, your little bird population, quail, rabbits, anything like that. They're no different than a mountain lion or a bobcat, lynx, any of the cats that hunt for a living. A little house cat has that instinct in him, and I forget, one time I read a book, or maybe it was on Google or something, but rural or feral house cats are responsible for like 10 million songbirds deaths a year. That's how many feral cats kill. So, and I'm probably going to have that number wrong, but for some reason that's the number that's in my head. But regardless of what the number, it was an astronomical number of how many songbirds perish every year from house cats alone. So keep that in mind. That may just be a little tame cat that you see, but they still have the same hunting instinct in them as a wild cat does, and a cat's a pretty proficient killer. Well, have you all had a chance to check out the videos that I have posted yet? Have you liked and subscribed? If you haven't, if you would, please do. I'd like to get the channel some more recognition and stuff there. Again, you know, right at the moment, my plan isn't for that, for the channel to be a review type channel. I'm not really interested in reviewing gear or something. I guess maybe I would if somebody sent it to me, who wouldn't, but that's not what I'm really out to do. I really just want to show you folks how I go out and get wildlife images, so that maybe if you're struggling getting wildlife images, you'll find something here that you could use or help you in, you know, with you going out and trying to get some wildlife images yourself. That's really all I'm wanting the channel to accomplish. You know, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, where I'm at, what type of country I'm in, you know. So right now, same spot is coming up on yesterday where I had a little quail fly across the road, and then right here by where last week I got all those quail pictures of all those quail out in this stubble wheat field, and actually right here where that elderly gentleman stopped to ask me what I was doing last week as well. Yesterday when I come by here, there weren't any quail out in this stubble field, but the guy had his dog running loose, and I'm sure had there been any quail, they decided to get out of Dodge because of there's some dove here today. So far I'm not seeing any quail. I don't hear any quail whistling. There's a dove that just lit in the spot. With a killdeer right behind him. That's kind of neat. There we go. We got a few more images, didn't we? Been a while. I needed to hear that shutter. Again, it's almost like crack cocaine. You don't hear it for a while, you want to hear it. Well, we're out road hunting again today, guys. We ain't having a whole lot of luck. Just enough to keep me interested where I don't say to heck with it and head to the house. So long as a few images turn out, that's all I really care about. Have something to edit here in a little while when I sit down and download them all. Got a little bunny rabbit up here in the road. Rabbits are kind of a good subject to have. Man, there's a dust cloud way ahead of me there, so I don't like that, because then there goes a little indigo bird. That means somebody else's, if there's hawks or something like that ahead of me here, potentially they're going to scare them off before I have a chance to get there. So I don't like that, but it is what it is. I can't keep other people from going down the road until after I've been there. Goes another little bunny rabbit. Didn't see him in time. Little fart. There's a quail.
Recreate your jewelry from your dad, your mom, or a friend into a new story from the past. I'm Melody for Melody's Quality Jewelry. Our
Dang it.
talented jewelers can give an old
I don't even know if I got a good photo of him there.
Your sister's locket a new life. Reinvent those timeless pieces and turn them into a fresh.
I hear him singing.
Piece for 2021.
Got a cornfield here off to my left, and maybe he'll come back out on the road here for me. Darn it. He was right in the sun. I do hear him singing right here, but I don't see any others in the grass or anything. Oh, I can't tell if that's a hawk. There's one telephone pole here that's got a really dark top at it, and I think that thing is a hawk every time I come by here. And it's not. I just don't think, nah, it ain't. Now I'm close enough now, I can tell that it's not. Holy moly, what a slow morning. What a slow morning. After I get off this road here, I really kind of torn where to go. There he is again. And he's flying because the deer just run right across the flipping road right in front of that hawk. I wasn't paying enough attention. Well, not going to get a picture of him. He was on that same telephone pole yesterday morning. Darn it. And right here is where there was actually two of them yesterday morning. That one flew off the pole, ran over and lit in a dead tree, and there was another one in that tree. So just as I saw that hawk, he seen me too, but then a deer come running across the road right underneath that pole, and that's what spooked him. So it's that type of morning, I guess. Second hawk I've seen, and second time not getting a photo. There's a cardinal in the road. That might turn out. Little cardinal, right, male cardinal right in the gravel road. I'd prefer if he was sitting on a limb or something. He flew up, but he's in a spot that ain't gonna make for a very good photo. All right, well, we're pressing on, ain't we? 7:20. We've been at this thing nearly an hour. I'm positive you're probably indigo bird. God dang it. Oh, he was sitting in such the perfect spot. And I stress was. I stress was. Oh, I was talking, not paying attention again. So anyways, I was saying, been at this thing nearly an hour. We really haven't had a whole lot of luck here this morning, but we've taken several images. So we'll just have to wait and see if any of them turn out. Naturally, the things I really like to get photos of, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to succeed at that this morning. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going to go at yet. I only got about a half a mile here now before we run back out to the highway, and then I'm going to have to make up my mind where and if I'm going anywhere else. So, going to shut you guys off. Thanks for tuning. Thanks for tuning in and tagging along with me here while I'm out in search of wildlife photography. Y'all be safe.